Welcome, everyone, to episode 15 of the US series for Geopolitical Simulator 5. And in this episode, we're going to continue with Operation Viper Strike. And the reason why we kept retreating is to allow the Houthis to come out of hiding and try to set up their camps again, because we were hitting them so hard that there was no activity. So we're going to send our carrier strike group. I'm going to send them right about there. And I'm going to send that group there. And right about there. And we could go about there.
We are going to attack this country. Do you confirm your...
Okay, so once everyone gets into place, then we'll commence the attack. And another Houthi camp just popped up also. So we're going to take the two camps out, and we're generally just going to stay in the area there. And we're going to move the satellite over because all of the activity is within this area here. Alright, so we're calling for an end of overflights within 72 hours. Alright, so that's going to be the reason why we kind of back off again.
Oh, that's not to be turned.
Alright, so I'm meeting with Taiwan with hopes of forming a military alliance, but I forgot that I have to do a trade deal with them first.
Very kind.
So
Sure.
let's try to be really nice to them this time around. We'll end this meeting and we're going to go to free trade. Let's go to Taiwan. I hate when it does that. All right. And we'll push that through. I'm gonna send nuclear submarine back over. Alright, so we got rid of the one camp. So we really don't want a full-fledged war with Yemen because that's basically going to be unnecessary. So we're going to keep this carrier group here and we're going to concentrate on other things.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization confirm their window of opportunity.
So let's go to Secret Service. And what we're going to do change of plans. We're gonna go and put an additional going to put an additional 100 agents in Mexico, and we're going to do political spying. No, not a meteor operation. We'll do some industrial sabotage and preparation for a cyber attack. Um, we'll keep our agent in Cuba for now, because there's still a lot of things we have to do in preparation for another operation. So we're going to move up to around here. And we're going to move right there. And we're going to bring 5 cruisers right about there. So we're going to still try to build up our energy. We want to be energy independent and hopefully down the road energy dominant. So there's a number of nuclear power plants that we're replacing with nuclear fusion plants. The ones that we're replacing are 50 years old or around that time frame. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like most nuclear power plants are only good for about 60 years. I'm not sure the specifics as why that is, but we're just going to play on that.
As I predicted, the systematic analysis of the habits of small groups has allowed us to strike a serious blow at the terrorists.
All right, industrial espionage in progress. All right, all right, we'll accept. All right, so one of the other goals is to try to speed up gaining the technology for hypersonic missiles. Because once we get that, we're going to try to mass produce that. All right, so let's go and so I've built gas wells, oil wells. Let's try to jump into hydrogen. All right, so I'm gonna do natural hydrogen. And let's see. All right, so we'll place it here. All right, so that's very good. We'll do one right there. We try right here. Yep, that's very good also. let's try right here. And the last one. Alright, so we have 5 hydrogen power plants being built. We're also going to try building shale gas. So let's try... Nope, weak. Alright, so that's good right there. Alright, so we'll try right there then. Let's try for another one. Alright, so that's good. Let's try over here. That's weak. 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 Now, I know I can build where it says weak, but I prefer somewhere that's good or very good. Alright, so since we can't find anything that's very good or good anymore, we may just go with 1 week. Yeah, well, let's do the 1 week. Alright, so we'll leave it at 3. And let's see. So Wyoming, we're gonna do maybe 3 hydrogen. Alright, so that's good. Let's go with a second one. And that's good. So we're not going to be greedy. We're just going to do 2 in Wyoming.
One week before the beginning of the festival, the hotels are full of bursting.
Alright, so let's do the normal and go to immigration. So let's take a look. All right, so we managed to reduce the amount of illegal immigrants by a little over 2 million. Or no, close to 2 million. No, a little over 2 million. So let's go to detention centers and let's build another 150. And now next we're going to go to modify economic immigration quotas. So we're going to drop this down by another 2,000. And we're going to do another mass deportation project or operation. All right, so our trade deal with Taiwan is complete. So we'll wait a little bit and then we'll try to start a military alliance with them. And that would be to um, help Taiwan just in case China tries to invade or there's some sort of altercation. All right, and let's go to police. Let's look at the crime rate. All right, so what can we do to improve this? All right, so let's go with 700,000 cameras, which is only going to be about 1.73 million. Minimum age for driver's license. So how will they react with 17? Yep. Sorry, 16-year-olds, but we're going to stick with 17 now. That should help improve the number of accidents. And let's drop that down. Let's see if they'll go for 0.6. Yeah, they will. They're not going to like it. So let's see, is there much difference between... Yeah, they're less sad about it, but going for safety. No. No self-driving vehicles at all. So let's do that. Yep, we'll push that through. Alright, is that the Philippines being hit? Alright, so we gave them 1 million each. They don't like the foreign policy, but that's just too bad. Alright, so there's 300 more prisons being built. We'll wait. Um, actually, should we wait? Yeah, we'll wait. Alright, so should we help Vietnam? Alright, so we gave them 200,000.
Your conservative management combined with growth prospects, although your economy is
Our sportsmen are ready.
Alright, so let's go to housing. And wow, not able to do anything. Alright, so let's go to Texas. And San Antonio, based on the population, really should have an airport. So that's what we're going to do. Going to do an intense traffic airport. And we're going to try to have that built. We're going to try to have it built within a year. So that should help with tourism. So that's bringing
Our
more
governmental
jobs.
cell informs me that it has had the opportunity to approach.
Alright, budget deficit is up to 3.12%.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month. This is a very good figure. Our economy is dynamic.
Alright, so that's actually a little high considering how early in the year it is. So I probably need to slow down some
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
and try to let it balance out. Alright, let's go to work. It's unemployment 3.41. Alright, so that's fine. And next, we could do a Hyperloop from San Antonio to Dallas.
The World Cup will soon begin. Our team arrives at the end of its preparation and should be at the peak of their physical fitness.
Alright, so let's start getting ready for our operation. And let's see, Quantico. We're gonna send an aircraft carrier right on the other side. And that's international waters that we're going to. So we'll put them there. We're gonna send submarines right about there. Not sure why Jamaica is hostile towards us.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed. The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Your commitment to defending family values is a model for the whole of humanity.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization confirm their window of opportunity. It goes without saying.
Alright, so what else do we need to do here? Can we build... Okay, now that number is available. We'll do another 100,000 homes. So that should help.
Our infiltrated agents had the chance to carry out a sabotage operation.
Yeah, go ahead and sabotage their oil well. Now, it's interesting that I was already ahead of what took place recently by what? By about a month and a half or so, where I took out all of their nuclear power plants, and let's take a look to see how their economy is doing. Almost 18.5% inflation, basically almost 24% in unemployment, and national deficit is at 12.2%. So their economy is not doing good at all, on top of the fact that there's sanctions against them too. So they have a loss of a little over 4.5%.
We are awaiting your instructions.
All right, Minneapolis. All right, so we'll send the military in, and that should be handled rather quickly.
The rioters have taken control. The rioters have taken. The rioters.
All right, Greece wants to meet, so we'll do that. Papua New Guinea wildfire. Let's do 0.1.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
The rebels have set up a barricade.
Incredible!
No, we're not going to try to get rid of China's leader either. All right, let's go to energy, and let's see. We're either going to try to increase the production of coal or production of fuel. So let's go to actions. So how much coal do we have? Alright, we have enough for our own demand, so we're not going to do that. But let's look at fuel. Alright, let's bump this up to... Bump that up to 17 billion.
The rebels have stopped fighting.
Let's go ahead and bring police reinforcements for that situation too.
Our soldiers were attacked and have legitimately retaliated to defend themselves, which resulted in the death of the assailants.
Alright, so the sabotage in Iran was successful?
Good morning! I didn't come empty-handed. In fact, I wanted you to see in order to submit to you this economic contract which, as you will see, is profitable for both our countries.
Let's see, what do they want to sell us? So our annual consumption is 313,000. They only produce 15,000, where they use 2.3 thousand. It's not really worth, nah, we're not gonna do that.
I'd be happy to. Sure.
So we gave them champagne and coffee and sent them on their way. Let's look at the conflict here. So see, no activity. Alright, Houthis and the United States. So let's see. Alright, so we took out 40,000 of the Houthis, and there's only under 10,000 left.
The decree takes effect as of today.
Alright, so we just kicked out 231,666 illegal immigrants.
Many people are left in
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Alright, so young people are going to be mad because we reduced...
We have subdued the rebel movement. There's no more unrest in the city. Order has been restored.
We reduced the minimum driver's license requirement from 16 to 17. So young people are gonna be mad at me for a while, probably. But safety first. Alright, attempt to eliminate serious head of state. No, we're not gonna do that. Alright, let's go go to currency. Alright, so inflation has stagnated some, so it's not going up a whole lot more, but it's not really going down either, so we need to watch spending.
According to their analysis, our services believe that this conspiracy theory no longer interests.
Prospective analysis, coupled with the Brown model on group psychotectonics, has allowed us to identify a potential ally. In this case, a terrorist group that we are...
Nope, no association with terrorist groups at all. Alright, so we have our carrier group over here in the North Atlantic. Outside of the territories for the Bahamas and Turks and yeah, whatever. You can see that. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. And let's see. We're gonna bring some more cruisers over. We're gonna bring the nuclear sub all the way over here in international waters.
You know full well that in our...
Alright, so we have a chance to infiltrate the residence of the Cuban chief of staff. No, we're not going to do anything yet. However, let's go to Secret Service. Let's look at our agents in Cuba. So we want them to prepare for a cyber attack. And maybe a manipulation of social media. Alright, so my approval rating dropped down to 88. Let's take a look to see why. Scandal, popular uprising, young people. Okay.
According to their analysis, our services believe that this conspiracy theory no longer interests the...
Alright, let's take a quick glance at... Alright, inflation's still not really going anywhere. And taxes... We could raise taxes on some things. How about raise taxes on gambling by another 0.2? Nope, they're not gonna go for it. What about plastics? Can we bump that up? That we can get past. And let's go to industry. Alright, so production went up for autos, and really, let's take a look at plastics. Plastic industry. That actually went down, but so did consumption. But we're still not producing more. So let's increase the plastic industry by 2 billion. Software industry. Alright, so let's stop that real quick. And let's take a look at software industry. Where does that... Alright, so we're at the very top. We want to block China from having that without really having to pay. So we're going to increase that to a 40% tariff on the software industry. And set price. $2 billion, I mean 12 billion. Nah, we're not going to do that.
I'd like to.
Alright, so plastic industry, that helped me get another 13.7% approval rating. So I think I'm going to end this episode. Mark McNabb. The verdict is 8 months of closed prison. All right. So thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for being patient. I know I don't record videos as often as I used to. I'd really like to get back to that, but there's other things that affect that. Not just work, but other things personally. But again, thank you for the support. And please share and subscribe. And I will see you soon.